Hey, I've got a question for you. Are you still attached to your old self? How can you tell? Well, the answer lies in your physical world, in your results. So take a look around in your life. Is there a pattern? Are you attracting the same circumstances into your life? The same types of people? Maybe the same relationships over and over again? Or you might be affirming and scripting that you are a millionaire, you're abundant, but nothing changes in your physical world. Then that's a sign that you're still operating from the same old state of being, the same old self. When you try to manifest from your old state of consciousness, you're essentially trying to create new results while holding on to the same limiting beliefs, same old identities and habits. And it doesn't work. It's like what Albert Einstein said. Insanity is trying to do the same thing over and over again and expecting what? Different results. You'll never manifest a different outcome in your life until you change the core essence of who you are being, which is your self-concept. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to detach and start letting go of your old self so that you can step into the 2.0 version of you or even 3.0 version of you. And this upgrade in your self-concept will start to allow you to manifest with ease and faster. I've touched on this in a previous video where I talk about how your self-concept is the key to manifesting your desires. If you want different results in your life, you must first embody and step into the new version of yourself, an alter ego, if you will. If you have not watched the video, make sure to check it out. Now, when it comes to detachment, you've probably heard people say that you need to let go to manifest. But here's the thing, detachment has many different layers. And to make it simple, I've broken down into just two main layers. The first layer is to detach from the need to manifest. This is where they talk about releasing the desperate need for a specific outcome or a person or result. The second layer is detachment from the old self. This one involves letting go of the identities, labels, experiences, your habitual way of being that no longer serve you. Today, we're going to go into focusing on the second layer, which is the detachment from the old self. This is part of the alignment piece in my 3-step formula from upgrading your self-concept, which I talked about in the previous video, so be sure to check it out. And if you'd like me to dive deeper into detachment from the need to manifest in another video, let me know in the comment sections below. But for now, let's get into how you can start detaching and let go from your old self. Before we get into how to let go and detach of your old self, let's talk a little bit about what it means by dying to your old self. You see, your world as it is right now is the world that you have manifested for yourself based on the sum total of your beliefs and your assumptions, which Neville calls your mental diet. In turn, this has created the version of you now and the person who has been manifesting the results in your life. So dying to your old self means dropping the state of consciousness that you have embodied and have created the results in your life thus far. It doesn't mean that you dismiss the old version of you and you go and change everything about who you are. No, that's not what it means. Detachment means letting go of the state that no longer serves you. Let me give you an example. Let's say that if you're suffering from a lack of money, and it's simply because you are in a state of poverty, and the state is manifesting as poverty in your life. If you're feeling lonely because you're single, it's because you're in a state of being lonely. And let's say that if you're suffering from a disease, it's because you have embodied a state where you're sick. But the moment you decide to let go of those unwanted state and start to embody the state of being of what you desire, that's when you start to manifest things into your life. And how you do that is by detaching from your old self, your old identities, your old labels, your old experiences, and the old habitual way of being that no longer serves you. So, if you're ready to say goodbye to your old self and step into the new version of you, keep on watching. So how do you detach from the old self and be reborn as the new you? The key is to take your attention away from your old self. This means you've got to stop talking about it, stop thinking from it, and stop reacting from your old self. Most importantly, you've got to stop dwelling in the feeling of being that old self. All of that has to go. That's why your old self has to die so you can be reborn in a totally different state. And this is how you can shift your self-concept from one state to another. And as Neville said in the quote earlier, you can have anything you want, but you first must be willing to give up what you are now, which is the old self, in order to be what you want to be. It means to disengage from what you're used to, your old concept of yourself, and start to hold a new concept of yourself in your imagination. And this is exactly what Dr. Joe teaches. In the book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, he explained to truly change our lives, we've got to break the habit of being our old self. This means breaking free from the neurological, emotional, and behavioral patterns that have been holding us back in the past. And Dr. Joe talks about how we keep reliving our past every day because we wake up and we immediately start to think the same thoughts, which led to the same choices, the same behaviors, and ultimately the same experiences in our life. And in order to create a new future, we've got to stop living the old self and start living as the new self. So when you go to Dr. Joe's retreats, you remove yourself from the familiar places, which help you to create space to cultivate a new identity. However, like I mentioned in one of my previous videos before, is that the real work actually begins when you return home. It's crucial to continue doing the meditations at home to start rewiring the new self. And this is exactly how I transitioned from Amy 1.0 to Amy 2.0, is by doing the inner work, by going into the void during the meditations, where Dr. Joe talks about being nobody, no thing, no one, no time. This really opens up the infinite possibilities, allows you to create from a blank slate. So this is a practice step for you. During the meditation, focus on letting go of your current identity, your current self, and see yourself as pure consciousness, free from all labels. And from that space of nothingness, you can create who you truly want to be. There you have it. Remember, detachment is about more than just letting go. It's about creating space for new possibilities. By releasing your old self and embracing a new state of consciousness, a limitless potential, you can manifest a new reality that aligns with your true desires. Everything starts with your concept of yourself. And the sooner you let go of the old, the sooner you can step into the new. Just a friendly reminder, be gentle on yourself. It's not easy to change who you've been. Let's be honest. Because it feels so familiar. But it's not who you truly are. You're just used to the state of being. And that you can change and evolve to whoever you want to be. If you enjoyed today's video and want to find out more about detachment, I've created a playlist on detachment. Make sure you check it out.